Hey everybody, welcome back to Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. Today I am really going to do something, again as usual, that I've never done before. So I guess it's not a big deal that I've never done this before. And we're going to have chicken meatball skewers. Chicken meatball skewers. Something that I got that I've never cooked with, but sake. This is Japanese, finest Japanese sake. I said sake. I should have said sake. That's what I meant to say. No wonder I couldn't. When I was googling this, I said sake. It's sake. Sake. Japanese wine. Now, this is going to be chicken meatball skewers. So I have to put this soy glaze on first. But let me tell you what the ingredients are first. We're going to have a pound of chicken breast, and of course you know I'm going to season my meat up. So I seasoned it up with, cooking for flavor. I seasoned it up. Even though we're going to put some stuff in it, I just wanted to add a little more flavor. And we're going to have a quarter cup of green onions. I chopped up some green onions. We all know what green onions are, so I chopped up some green onions. And the chicken is going to go in here and be blended up in this blender and turned into like a paste. So that's where the chicken's going to go. Sesame seed oil, sesame seed oil, sesame seed oil, granola oil, but I'm going to use olive oil because I might have some granola oil. I'm going to use olive oil because I put some of that in the pan. But 3 teaspoons go into the chicken when that's blended. But again, and so if I need breadcrumbs to make it the meatballs, the chicken meatballs stick, I'll do that. And of course I have some skewers, but I have them soaking in water because if I do shish kebabs, it has you soak them. So I just soaked them in it, even though they're going to fry on the stove. They're going to fry on the stove. But again, I'm supposed to do the soy glaze first, and that calls for a cup of soy sauce, a cup of rice vinegar, not a cup, excuse me, a quarter cup of sugar, and a quarter cup of the sake. Rice wine. The sake is the rice wine, and a quarter cup of sake. Now when the brother cooking with sake, you is doing something different. Okay, so now I have to put this on and bring this to a boil. So I'm gonna grab a spoon, and I'm going to put this on the stove. Okay, so I got the soy glaze. I just put it on the stove, and let me turn the heat down. I gotta turn the heat down because I want to bring that to a boil. And I want to do it in a slow boil. I got to bring it to a boil. I'm going to bring it to a boil. I have to bring it to a boil. But a quarter cup of that is going to go into quarter cup of that is going to go, the glaze goes into when after I grind this meat up, this chicken up, and put it in the bowl. So we got that on, and since and now I got all these cups empty, I'm going to put the chicken, I'm going to drop this chicken breast into the blender. So I'm going to bring that over so we can see that. I guess I don't need all 4 pieces. All right, so I got that back there, and I'm going to cover this like this, put this in here, and I'm going to put this on high. Woo! Yeah, let me see what I got going on here. Oh, yes. Let me push this down some. Push this down. I'm just going to rinse this off just for GP. I'll rinse that off just for GP. But let me push this chicken down in here. This chicken looks like just like I want it. Like I would want it. That's why I'm just pushing it down a little bit. I don't want to make it too fine. And then I'm going to go with that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the chicken into the bowl so that then we can see how we mix it. Move this blender out of the way so you can get a beautiful angle of what I'm doing. And we'll be right back. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. We're doing Chicken Meatball Skewers. First time for me, first time for you. All right, okay. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, what I did was I brought the soy glaze to a boil. So we got that coming to a boil. And of course, then I put the chicken breast that I blended up into the bowl. And of course, it called for ginger mince, right? But I had some ginger paste that I had in a tube, and so rather than having a tablespoon of the ginger mince, I have the ginger paste that's in there. So we got the ginger paste, sesame seed oil. We need like a teaspoon of the sesame seed oil. So I'm just going to do it in here like this. And that is like a teaspoon. That's a teaspoon of that. Sesame seed oil. And because I'm combining the chicken ingredients now. It's asking for some granola oil, but again, I told you I was going to use olive oil, so it only needs a teaspoon of the oil. So, and again, it says for granola oil, but I use olive oil, so I believe that will be okay. And of course, the thinly chopped sliced onions. Oh, yep. Thinly sliced onions go in there. And now we're going to mix this. Oh yeah, this. Oh, I know what I got to put in here. I got to put a 1/4 cup of the soy, soy glaze. 1/4 cup of the soy glaze. So again, this was boiling over there, and as you can see, there's still steaming hot, and this is a 1/4 cup. So that goes into there. Now this the soy glaze is going to be spread upon this stuff. Now, what I think, now I'm combining this, I'm mixing this. Now it says if these things don't hold, to put some breadcrumbs in there, but it looks like it's going to hold to me. I think maybe I need to use the fork to mix it up. This is the chicken, and it's a Japanese dish. It's a Japanese dish. So that's where we're going right now. And as you see, guys, I don't have anybody in here to talk to, so we're just having the cooking lessons. And I don't really have anything heavy on my mind. And I got that's on a medium heat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think I said that I was going to use, I'm not going to use any, I was going to use that little scooper thing, but I think I'll do it like this. I'll do it like this. Now I'm making the meatballs, and now I have the stove is on, so that's heating up. So I'm going to do that. I think I should put a little bit of the breadcrumbs in here because it seems very, very loose. I forget how much it tells me. It says it says a 1/4 cup of the breadcrumbs to make it stick, to make them hold. All right, so now I'm mixing it. Yeah, it gives it a little more body. So I'm going to, that seems to be working out. And then, now I'm going to go again, and I hear it starting to sizzle up behind me. So I'm going to do this like this. And they're making them little meatballs, little chicken meatballs. And then I only need to put, it says like four on there. This, maybe I made it a little too pasty. I'm going to use, let me see if I sit it on this plate, because I want to be able to sit it on something and still be able to pick it up. So I have the meatball, I'm putting the meatball, that's one meatball. I think it's going to work out. It's just that, yuck. Again, it's so, because I know when they start cooking, it's going to harden up because it's going to be getting fried. This is a mess. This is a mess. This is not working out. This is not working out. it's not working out because it's turning. Maybe I should have put sugar on. And I made rice. This is not working out. I don't like the way it's doing. Maybe I need to put more meat in there. Another piece of chicken. This one is a bust. To me, it's a bust. I mean, it's cooking. The way it should be cooking. I don't like it. I do not like the way it is coming in. I mean, it's working out like that. Scoop it out like that. Okay, let me see if I'm going to do what I'm going to do with this. Because I don't have to waste the food. I don't have to waste the food. This is supposed to be on skewers. I think that I might have blended the meat a little bit too much. I think that might be the issue here. But I'm still, as you see, I'm making them into the meatballs, but instead of skewering them, right now, I'm just putting them on here. I'm going to put them on here, like this. Oh, it smells fantastic, though. It smells delicious. It smells delicious. And actually, they're cooking right. Only thing about it, it doesn't have any skewer. I'm going to do one more row. And then I'm supposed to brush the glaze on it. So, OMG. Oh. And then after that, after I do this, I'm supposed to throw some sesame seeds on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the meat again, but maybe not blend it so hard because it was, so much. Because it was looking good. Now, it was looking good, and then I overdid it. And I still have enough ingredients. Maybe I have to try this again. Now, okay, so I have that. I have them going like that. I just don't have the skewers in them. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip this row, or this row, because I don't want them to be on there too long and burn. Now I'm supposed to take where's my brush? Oh, here it is. And of course, just what you see, we always rinse and drop them off. Oh, yes. Oh. Yes. Oh my goodness, I smell that rice wine on there. I don't want to overdo the glaze, but now it's cooking in this glaze stuff. I gotta wait until that. Let me flip these. I'm gonna flip these together. I'm gonna use my tongs. Use the tongs that will get you there in the washer because I use them for something. Oh my goodness, this is such a mess. This is such a mess. But let me flip these. Flip these. Flip these. Flip these. Flip this. And flipping this. And let me do the glaze on there. Let me do the glaze on this side. Go with the glaze. Now let me flip the other ones. Like I said, I made a pot of rice, so I do have the pot of rice. Put the glaze on here. Now, these, I can tell you now, these, I mean, I'm not going to waste food, but these did not come. The meat, I think I blended the meat too much, so they didn't come out the way that I want them. But that is one down. Let me throw some more glaze on this other one. And they're not taking long to cook though. Except the only issue is they're not being cooked on the skewer. And that is the fancy part that we wanted. That's the way we wanted to do it. So let me do this like this. Now, let's go back over here to the next one. Now, this looks like I'm making out better using a fork to put them on the skewers. They had to, because I supposed to come out. This is the way they were supposed to come out. I jacked this job up. I'm not going to make it so mushy. I'm gonna contemplate on whether I'm gonna show you this like this, because I guess I can't run. I can't run. Yes, the final product, it does look fantastic. This looks great. This looks great. Grab a fork and a knife, and I'm going. I had a fork here. See how discombobulated I am? So I'm going to. This was the last one, so I'm going to cut into that. I think I had it on there long enough to cook. I did. Yep. Oh my goodness. It tastes so good. It does. It tastes fantastic. The only thing is the way I went through cooking it. When it was supposed to be so fancy on the skewers and, you know, look all like that. That is delicious. And that's delicious. That is delicious. I jacked up. I jacked up the way I cooked it. Because, but look at, see that sauce? That sauce looks fantastic. And I told you that I did make some rice. I didn't mess the rice up. The only thing I messed up was the skewers. So I'm going to put, oh look at me. I am going at it hard tonight for this dish. So there is some rice. The rice is perfect. The rice is perfect. The rice is perfect. Now, as you see, I'm trust and believe this tastes fantastic. The sauce makes it really jumping. It's really jumping. So I got me some rice and chicken that I'm scooping like this. Scooping like this. This tastes fantastic. The sauce is really Reggie's cooked into life's lessons. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo the meatballs. Like I said, I'm not going to blend them as hard, as much. So I'm not going to make it so mushy. You know, I'm just and see if I get the consistency to make them stick on the skewers. They're supposed to be, but they're only supposed to be this big. I do have them a little big, but this, tastes wonderful. The chicken didn't take long at all to cook. The chicken, so good. It is so good. Putting it together, I over blended it. I guess I don't need to say it no more. because this is delicious. It's delicious. And the chicken is done. The rice is fantastic. The rice is perfect. The chicken is done. The sauce is See that glaze right there? That glaze is fantastic. This is delicious. This is delicious. It's just, it didn't, the meatballs, I didn't do them right. But, I'm not lying about the taste. Reggie's cooked into life's lessons. It tastes delicious. These meatballs are on skewers now. I know better. Now I know better. Thank you, folks. And I'm going to do these chicken meatball skewers that I started doing the other day. I started filming it. Maybe I'll show you some clips. And I was jacking it up. But it you know, the finished product tasted fantastic. But the meatballs wasn't sticking to the skewer the way they're supposed to. But I noticed that when I still had some ground up chicken left in the bowl, and I took in and I put it in the refrigerator because I said I'm going to do this again and do it better. And what I noticed that the chicken being in the refrigerator all overnight, it kind of like got some density, and maybe some of the water had drained out of it. So I was able to make the meatballs, and they held to it. Now they're a little stuck to the plate. But now they were able to stick to the skewer. This is the way that I want it to stick to the skewer. So I drained the chicken a little more. I seasoned it up, washed it, of course, and drained it so that it won't be so wet when I'm doing the skewers.